Hi, my name's Justin, or Teacup on the Discord, and I am back with another video to go over my standard match with the one and only Frank, who is joining me today.
I'm Frank. You can find me on Discord as Red Mage Frank.
Yeah, so this standard match was Mimic on Earth against who were you playing again? I don't know. I don't care about the character's name. They're just annoying.
He's just mad.
I'm always mad, first of all.
True. I played Mitsurugi 2 from the Soul Calibur Libra set, and I was playing him on good because he's so good.
True, he is so good. So the Earth Mimic deck is actually kind of interesting. It only runs 8 attacks because that's all we need. And you will see both of them. They're both pretty significant. The first one is Angel Discus, which is red guard but better in literally every single way. It's actually an insane card. And then the other one is From Science with Love, which we'll talk about more if it comes up in the middle of the match. But do you want to talk about your deck at all anymore?
Yeah, I mean, Mitsurugi's a very straightforward concept of a deck. I like to build in every format that I play, whether it's MHA or Standard. Mitsurugi has a response that says when you combo, you build the top 2. So I build a good weapons deck that is actually good, since, MHA doesn't want us to have good weapons. Just kidding, I love you.
Well, I mean, punching is so much better, though. So
punching is better in MHA. I would rather punch in MHA and use weapons in SoCal, obviously.
Yeah, so we're going to go ahead and start this up here. And we do have the video 2x, just so that it's a bit quicker for us to get through. Yeah, I want to see if they say anything interesting. There are some crazy assets in Standard. Omega Sword and Elk Shield is so dumb. It should not exist.
Let me just
block from my stage, only take 1 damage. Oh my god.
It's triggering. Oh, hey, look, it's us.
Hey, and so, if it's not obvious, I'm on the right here playing Mimic, because that's the only character I know how to play at this point, is what we've learned from this past weekend. And then Frank's on the left here.
Yeah, I'm just over there.
Yeah. The From Science?
Yeah. I remember the judge that was sitting with us, he was talking in the Twitch chat, pretty much talking about how, like, every time you would draw one of the cards, you would just show it to me because, like, it was triggering and dramatic.
Yeah. I do want to pause for 2 seconds to point out that I had the face shield in hand, to which I told you at the beginning of the match that I had the face shield in hand. Still not convinced whether you believed me or not at that moment.
I always believe you because it's always true.
True.
In case people don't know, prior to the actual event, Justin and I, these are the only standard decks we have on paper. So between TTS and paper, like, we've tested this matchup so much, and they mentioned it in the VOD, but it was triggering to have to face him again.
Yeah, it was absolutely triggering. And there I was just looking what to flip with my 3 apathetics that I have, so that you're just not going to have a board anymore. It's insane to have 3 apathetics with this deck.
Lucky me, I just pick up all my foundations.
That is the one bad thing, right? Like, it feels like you counter it a little bit there, but, like, you're trying to pick up attacks, so I'm still, like, harming you, I think.
Yeah, it is. It's true. Yeah, it's hard to counter you in that aspect.
Yeah, exactly. I think the only thing that sucks for me right now, as I block with this From Science with Love, is the fact that I only have 1 asset. So, like, I can't actually use the multiple, which this might be a good time to talk about From Science with Love for any MHA players who may be peering in. There used to be a keyword called multiple, and multiple was essentially you would turn your momentum into more attacks that were copies of whatever attack had the multiple keyword.
God, this hurt.
What, me reviewing another one?
Just capture netting you and then saying pass. Didn't build anymore because, like, none of it matters.
Yeah, because you also only had 2 attacks anyways. But From Science with Love has 2 effects. One of them is it gets momentum equal to the number of assets I have, and the other one is that it gets multiple X, where X is the number of flip foundations my opponent has. So the idea is to flip my opponent's entire board and then basically send, like, 5 to 10 4 high fives, and then, like, at that point, what do, right? And then I'm attacking with the other major attack in this deck, which is Angel Discus, which has the keyword safe, so it can't be reversaled, which is very important. Also has multiple 1, and then lastly, as long as I have 1 asset in my stage, at the end phase, it will go back to my hand. So it's just an omni block that I can attack with every turn, which again feels insane to have.
Build.
Is this the build 3 committed one?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
Sword Get Longer is a Yu Hakusho card for from Kuwabara's set that just says build the top X cards of your deck committed. X equals 8 minus your hand size. I'm a 5-hander, so.
Oh, it's 8 minus your hand size? I didn't realize that. Okay.
So that builds me 3, and then my next attack combos builds me 2. So I just built 5. It sucks that they're committed, but like chances are I'll pick them up.
Yeah. This one's mainly just to like get attacks in your stage, right?
Yeah, for the most part. I have since considered getting rid of it altogether. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a 6 mid 6, but like it's a 6 diff. They build committed. I don't know. It's okay.
Yeah.
It by itself isn't doing a lot because, like I said, they're committed. But
yeah, I have to imagine
that's why it's a 2-1.
Yeah. I have to imagine the Maze Castle block there also really hurt considering it's a 0 mid breaker 2. It's Maze Castle or not Maze. It's a Twisty Surroundings, but better. Literally same exact card, but it's a 0 mid
there it
and
is.
a 2 diff instead. Oh yeah, start face shielding.
Now here is a mistake. I built this thinking, oh, I'll just build it, right? Or whatever, and I'm like, why did I waste? Like, you're gonna flip it. I'm in deadlock. You're gonna flip it. Why did I bother building this? I'm not gonna get an opportunity to use this. So that was definitely a play error. I could have just discarded this to pick up another face down.
Yeah, and to be exact on what we're talking about there, was it second Saintly Beast or something like that?
Second Saintly Beast, yeah.
It's got a deadlock enhance that your opponent flips 1 foundation. Just that's it. Deadlocky, they flip 1.
Yeah, repeatable every enhanced step.
Yep.
Totally fair.
Yep. Definitely balanced for sure. And its other effect is also quite good, especially in Mimic, who does not build as many foundations as other characters. Because it is just +2 or -2 speed from discard in the top 3. That is once per turn though, so it's a little bit balanced. All right.
Yeah. So I started losing track of my foundations because I've got like 15 face downs at this point, which is like 3 extra hands. And this is the struggle that Mitsurugi has if he doesn't get under his opponent and he doesn't get his foundations. Like most 5-handers that want to be aggressive, they need to refuel their hand. Mitsurugi has an effect that says discard a card, pick up a card from your stage. So you're not going plus, you're just replacing it. So without some form of card draw, Mitsurugi can easily just run out of gas.
Which normally would be pretty cool because, in the MHA format, we have passing the torch. If only it didn't get flipped every single time.
Yeah, I was going to say, I have it too, but it's always flipped.
Exactly.
So if I were to retool the deck, which I will, I got to find other forms of card draw, but there's just like no weapons that draw cards that are good enough. This actually, Sword Get Longer used to be Staff Strike, and that was a secondary draw engine, and it just wasn't worth because it can be canceled. And it almost always gets canceled.
Well, what was the cancel effect on it?
Well, it gets revoked.
Oh, okay. It just does get canceled. Okay. I thought it was like one of those like do X or it could be canceled. It's Staff Strike.
Yeah,
it's just Staff Strike. Okay.
Yeah, it's just Staff Strike to draw and then get to play more. But like it's too easily cancelable in this format, so it didn't. It wasn't worth going that deep into the pool and tapping myself out for.
Yeah, until we get rid of like Toguro Brothers and Revoke. It just feels like you can't go all in on some of these combo effects because they're just going to get canceled. Which sucks as a Revoke lover as I am. I do love Revoke, but it is kind of a cracked card.
Yeah. You can't block with it. Doesn't matter. You're not going to use it as a block.
Yeah. When are you ever going to use that card as a block? You draw it first turn. You play as a foundation. Because it builds itself down with the first form. And then if you don't I'll cancel your character ability,
God, man. I mean, we're going to see it over and over again for the rest of the best of 3 here, but Discus is just too good.
Discus is entirely insane. Yeah.
Let me throw 5-ish damage roughly at you every turn and then just pick it right back up and then break or block you and then pick it right back up and just I was so triggered.
Yeah. The fact that I can throw it every single turn, still have the block, the Omni block, which is like the bad thing about throwing an attack that you isn't really doing anything, and then still get access to all of my enhances. It's just dumb. It's just dumb. I get to do Judgment Days. Like that's one of the things I realized playing the deck this weekend, or this last weekend, was that like Angel Discus, Judgment Day, flip one of your things, gain 1 Vitality, play the Judgment Day again, is just an insane combo, right? And then here, I'm just kind of, I think you were ready. You literally said you would have just scooped if we weren't on stream.
I wanted the stream to see the shenanigans.
Yeah, which there I actually wanted to just show, because like the smarter play is actually just to From Science with Love and then get the momentum from Science with Love and then multiple 12 or something like that, whatever face downs you had. But I had decided that it was much more fun if I just showed that I could check the second From Science with Love with like 6 or 7 cards in my card pool. Like, yeah, I'll check on a 13. Oh, checks a 5. That's easy. You said you were triggered.
Now, in my sideboard, I actually side into Kuwabara because one of our other friends who was playing kind of this one-shot deck with a character called Turnaloose, I could never really get through it in testing. So Kuwabara just has an ability that's been errated to once per turn, commit a foundation, return this attack to printed before the damage step. But that doesn't do anything against a character who's throwing 25 damage attacks at you. So I didn't bother. What I did do to attempt to slow you down was bringing Spirit Sword Slash, which, if you're familiar with MHA folks, is the same thing as the top enhance on Maximum Overhaul. You pick up 3 face downs. I don't get to build something in because I'm not Kuwabara. Picking up my face down so he gets less multiple means he can't, go too hard on me.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the strategy there.
Yeah. Spirit Sword Thrust definitely feels like it makes it a lot harder for me to do my game plan. If you ever see someone playing, this deck, this Mimic deck that just runs 8 attacks, they're going to sit there and need your board flipped. And sometimes they'll get your whole board flipped. Sometimes they won't. But if you can figure out a way to not let your board be flipped, they're not going to be able to do anything, right? Which is pretty good.
I love how excited Levi gets when he sees like Kuwabara stuff.
Yeah, exactly. No, this feels like it's just cooler like Momo or like any of these other build characters we have in MHA, where it's like, no, you get to build while attacking.
And then you get to build those attacks.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I'm about to do right now.
God, I hate this card. I hate this card so much. Why do you get to clear your card pool twice, build 2, get to pick those back up with your character, 6 damage, stun 2?
Yeah, so I just played we did it. So
I had 1 card in hand. I couldn't do anything.
I played his Ultra Exploding Flame Roar, which has combo weapons, combo attack, first combo E, get 6 damage. You may build up to 1 weapon attack down from your card pool to your stage face down. Second combo E, if you didn't break the combo. It says up to, so you don't have to break the combo, is stun 2, build a combo down. So I waited to play it as my 4th attack so I wouldn't break combo and build both down. Other combinations are you could, if I was running it, quick creation. No, I am running it in this list.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Quick creation something in to do it. Okay, so I think we should pause the video here.
Oh, yeah.
To talk about this moment. So...
this faded moment. This faded moment where everything went so terribly wrong for me.
So we've been testing this. We're friends, as you can tell, I hope. If not, we're doing something wrong. And
you said I was your friend. Hold up. No.
Stop the presses. So we thought it would be fun, because if you don't know, in Standard, you are allowed to attack on turn 1. Obviously,
generally,
you still have to
you have to pass the check, which means that generally, unless you tool your deck to attack turn 1, which there are plenty of 3-divs to be able to do that with, you're not going to. But in this case, as Frank will say.
Yeah, so my thought process was like, my character specifically builds as soon as I activate combo. So we hadn't tried this yet because I've always been too afraid to, but we had a gentleman's agreement. If I ripped any foundation and create capture net, because that's going to also build down then I would just go for it. And if I just check the 5, you know, then it happens. And as now, if we unpause the video, you will see the beginning.
Hold up here. I got to build turn first, you know?
Oh, yeah, he gets to build, guys. He gets to build first.
Yeah, no, it should be fine, you know? I only built 4. I have 2 in hand. I should be able to block, right? Oh, wait, your character gives stun 3? Sorry, I forgot about that one.
even let you check it for me.
Oh my god,
we're both so hype. It's so hype.
I don't know how to describe the amount of frustration and hype at the same time I had in that moment where it's like, you checked the 5. Are you kidding me? Oh,
I would never do this against anybody else. Like when I faced other players this weekend, I faced an Inferno 2, I faced a Remulus. I would never do this. But for my good friend Justin.
Yeah, exactly. Not to mention the fact that it's just the correct move, right? Like if I'm going first, I'm gonna get the build to 10, 3 or 4 assets, and you're not gonna be able to kill me anymore. It's Jover, you know.
It's Jover.
But here, if you put me to 5, I can defend from 25. I can't defend from 5.
Just
can't believe you checked the other 5. Are you kidding me?
I built my attack down, and I'm just still going.
This is why I hate that card. I think this cemented it for me, was when I saw you build it down again, I was like, oh, this is Jover. I can't do this. Puts me at 5.
I just build out my hand, because like what's a Mimic with 1 asset going to do on turn 2?
Nothing. That's the answer. I'm going to pick up From Sides with Love, but it's not going to do anything.
I'm shaking. I'm like bouncing in my seat, because I'm like, this is so cool.
This is the moment I started to want to give up. I'll be honest.
Pause, I know it's going super fast, but the pause when you check the Angel Discus and you're
that was my one hope. That was my one hope, right? Because like now I have Omega Sword. Actually, I don't have Omega Sword and Elk Shield. I checked the Omega Sword and Elk Shield.
You've got a Faith Shield and a Discus, and I have to push through it.
He says like he doesn't or something, you know.
So they just talked about it. But they have it on screen. The asset I have is Mitsurugi's asset. It's Shishio. It is commit after my attack is blocked. Add a stunner weapon from my card pool face down. So when it gets like breakered or face shielded or whatever, I'm just gonna build it right back down.
Yeah, I had not, because I'd ran into you doing that like a few times, and I wasn't actually positive whether it was the asset or the attack, because I never bothered to read your cards, because like why would I? It's that's lame. We don't read our opponent's cards in this house, So I haven't decided like whether face shield is like the correct answer or like not face shielding, but I don't know. It still clears, it still, does no damage, so I don't know. It also still does like what the face shield's supposed to, which is keep you from being able to combo more,
But then I just,
pick it back up.
Pick it back up, go get my other hand.
Yeah. I don't think you should be able to have 2 hands. I don't think that's fair.
And then he also just gets an asset or a 0 diff foundation that says, hey, if you comboed, build another one off the top.
Yeah.
Like, so create Capture Net, and that foundation builds a total of 4 face downs or 3 face downs and a face up for just little to no cost.
Yeah.
Return to hand, flip my nothing.
Yeah, flip your nothing. It's so sad. I do have one thing that flips assets, but I never saw it. But here I'm just trying to block, and I'm not going to be able to, and it's so sad. But you got it.
We did it. It's the only. To be fair, your deck is so finely tuned. The only way I have been able to get under it is
to do 20 on turn 1. Yeah, exactly.
To do 20 on turn 1 while I'm going second, or if I'm going first, just like build like a Mongoloid and then just like don't defend. Just don't hold cards in your hand. Just throw everything out there.
Yeah, no, that is absolutely the answer, because eventually I have From Sides. It's not dissimilar to like Mimic in MHA, to be honest, right? At least the Mimic that I've played in MHA, where I'm just trying to throw 3 or 4 Twisting Azure Infernos. Like, you're not going to defend against that.
Just 3
and
or 4.
like, I'm also trying to just get to my win con. Like, I'm not trying to defend heavily in the Chaos one. And this one I'm trying to defend more heavily, but that's only because my win con is harder to get to. It's a little bit longer of a game for a win con, but it's definitely a tough one, and you definitely found the exact right answer, which is just do 20 on turn 1. I'm not salty about it. I don't know why you're calling me salty. I'm not still upset. Anyways.
It's okay. Hey, if it makes you feel better, as soon as this tournament ended, I shouldn't say as soon as we got back, and what was it, last night or 2 nights ago? We're like, hey, let's play some standard games. I tried to do it twice, and I failed both times. So out of the 5 attempts, I've only succeeded.
The joy in my heart when I saw those 3s. I'm just saying, you know, hey, I hate to wish poorly on you. I never wish 3 checks on anyone, but in that moment, I wished a 3 check on you.
I deserved it. I did a bad thing. Well, I mean, it was good for me, but like,
well, no, it was a bad thing. You know,
it was a bad thing.
Yeah, it's terrible. But yeah, final thoughts on the standard event. It was a lot of fun being in players came in with MHA. Did you come in? I can't remember. Did you come in like right before MHA or just at MHA?
At MHA. I didn't like know standard even like was a thing at the very inception. Then I met David, who was like one of the other locals, and like he talked so much about standard early on because that's what he knew. And I just was like, I have no interest. I have no interest. I have no interest. Oh wait, Yu Yu Hakusho set? Okay, I'll look into it.
Yeah, exactly. It's always how it feels. It feels like you just have to find the one thing that gets you into standard. Just like I think a lot of players feel with MHA, where they were fans of MHA, and that's why they decided to get in the card game, and they've just come to love the card game. I think everyone in our play group absolutely loves this game, has realized that it's the most fun card game they may have ever played, right? So as the final thought, you know, if you are an MHA player, you've never played standard, just try and talk to some of the people who have played standard. Maybe there's a bunch of people in the community, Pippa and Nick Reagan, who love making decks for people. Actually, my Mimic deck was made by Nick Reagan. I didn't end up, you know, I didn't want to read through all the standard cards. So if you could just get a deck into your hand.
I make my own decks.
Okay, well, I can't be as good as you, Frank. We all know that, right? I just lost. All right, it's pretty clear. But yeah, find someone in the community who's willing to make you a deck. Find some decks on UVS Ultra, and just get a deck in your hands and just play this format. It's tremendously fun. There's some wacky, cuckoo stuff going on. You know, stuff like Revoke, which cancels character abilities, which we'll never get in MHA probably. But it's definitely a fun format, and I don't think either of us. What?
Not for free.
Oh, definitely not for free. It's so
we have
free.
It's just not for free. It's
exactly.
We have Nullify. It's just not free.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's like a 3 diff with a 4 check, not a 0 diff with a 5 check that removes itself.
That costs 2 momentum just to cancel a character ability.
So yeah, so I think from 2 MHA players like ourselves, we definitely encourage you guys to try standard. It's a hoot, and hopefully this video maybe gets some more people interested in it because it is a very fun format.
Absolutely. There's so much variety. There's so much wacky stuff that goes on. Sometimes you guys get turn 2'd or turn 0'd. Sometimes
I'm less happy about that part. I'll be honest. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, but it's a coin flip, right? If some people like coin flip decks.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, any other final thoughts, Frank?
No, I just, I hope this helps anyone potentially get more into standard because I'm sick of playtesting with you. I need more friends that like standard. I mean,
playtesting with me does suck. You got a point there.
I just gotta build something to beat that stupid Mimic deck without turn 0ing. I can't run in turn 0.
That Mimic deck is sometimes not the most fun. It always is how it feels with standard for me, because standard has like some more controlling matchups that actually work. And my other deck that I like to play is Dejanet, which also just doesn't let your opponent do anything. But with that said, we hope you enjoyed the video. Hopefully some of you will get into standard. But with that, we'll see you in the next one.
See ya.